Welcome to the show. Hope you had a good weekend. Bernie Sanders certainly did. Bernie is selling out venues all over the Midwest with monster rallies, and corporate media will not cover it. Bernie Sanders is out there packing arenas in the Midwest. He's drawing larger crowds than Trump did. He's actually talking to workers, and corporate media can't be bothered to cover it. Because why would they want to acknowledge that there's a Democrat actually doing what we've been saying Democrats need to do? Go to working class communities, speak to the average worker, and make a real economic case. Check out some of these headlines. Bernie Sanders draws 10,000 supporters to Warren, Michigan, for a fight oligarchy rally. Oligarchy. Bernie Sanders draws capacity crowd in Kenosha. About 3,500 people attend Senators rally at University of Wisconsin Parkside. Look at this crowd in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Bernie leading massive rallies in Warren, Michigan on Saturday. The night before, he was in Kenosha, filling that venue with more people than Donald Trump. That's the same Kenosha where Trump went to exploit racial tensions back in 2020. But Bernie was there talking about wages and healthcare and corporate greed. Bernie not whining and dining socialites at Mar-a-Lago and giving them well-done steaks that look disgusting. He's making an actual case to working people about why they're getting screwed, who is screwing them, both people and systems, and how to fix it. And this is not an interesting narrative to corporate media. I mean, just sit back for a moment and think, how would corporate media cover such an event? There's no convenient scapegoat. There's no weaponization of grievance politics in the way that Trump does it, which plays much better for corporate media. Corporate media does not want to acknowledge that the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, and I'm talking about the reasonable progressive wing, not the fringe stuff that the right likes to focus on, just working class progressivism, people who are concerned primarily with going to their job and providing a reasonable standard of living to their families. That is drawing massive crowds, and it's energizing real voters, and corporate media has nothing for it. Let's take a look at just a little bit of this Bernie rally in Wisconsin over the weekend.
And Musk is so arrogant that he is even intervening in a Supreme Court election right here in the state of Wisconsin. Against a candidate who has the very, very extreme idea that maybe women should be able to control their own bodies, not the government. Now, whatever your view may be on this Supreme Court election, I think what everybody, no matter what your position should be, should make it clear to the wealthiest person on earth that he cannot buy an election here in Wisconsin.
Well, he's trying to.
And I want you to think about what that means. If this guy can intervene in a Supreme Court election in one state, you tell me what mayor's race, what governor's race, what Senate race he cannot buy. So we have got to deal with this corrupt campaign finance system.
Listen, you've got to hand it to him. One of the things I've been talking about for years, one of the things I write about in the chapter in my book about activism that really works, includes mass rallies at urban centers and getting people out in the real world beyond just watching YouTube videos, signing petitions, and all of that stuff, which is fine. And to the extent that that gets people involved, that's great. But the next step to real action is going out in the world and doing something. And Bernie is doing it. And what we are seeing right now is that the second a Democrat actually challenges the billionaires who fund the networks, you get a blackout. And the reality is, corporate media doesn't want a working class populist message taking center stage. They want the working class sitting at home and watching TV. And, to some degree, people write to me, they go, David, you sometimes almost seem like you're advocating people not watch your show and do other types of activism. Watching the show is not activism. I've made it clear many times. The point of this show, watching the show by itself, is not activism. My hope is that a portion of the people who watch the show or listen to the show will say, I have a grasp of what some of the problems are. I understand. I'm hopefully getting an understanding of how power works. And I am going to go out there and do something in the real world. And that's what Bernie is doing. That's what Bernie is advocating. That's what I talk about in the book. And if you are corporate media, you realize that if people take the Bernie message and say, I'm going to get out of my house and I'm going to go organize and activate, number one, you're not going to have as much time to sit there and watch 24-hour news. But more importantly, you are going to reject the corporatist structure that is implicit from corporate media. It's not interesting to legacy media. So if you're wondering why they won't cover Bernie's packed rallies, it's because they know what it would mean for that to become the prevailing political narrative. They know that this is a threat, and they really don't want the rest of the country to notice. We'll continue covering Bernie's rallies, and he's doing great stuff.
Things are still expensive, that we know. But one thing that doesn't have to be is your hearing aids. Hearing aids are famously overpriced at brick and mortar hearing clinics, but our sponsor, MD Hearing, makes high quality, easy to use, rechargeable hearing aids with exceptional sound quality, personalized to your hearing profile and shipped right to your door. MD Hearing just made their Neo rechargeable digital hearing aids only $297 a pair, less than 10% the price of clinic hearing aids. MD Hearing was founded by an ENT surgeon who saw how many of his patients needed hearing aids but could not afford them, and made it his mission to develop a quality hearing accessible to anyone. I have a close family friend who uses hearing aids, and once I told her about MD Hearing, she gave him a try and has never used anything since. Loves the affordability, the quality, their expert staff who are available to help calibrate the device anytime she needs. Get the high quality, affordable hearing aids you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com, use promo code PACMAN to get a pair of hearing aids for just $297 plus a free extra charging case. The link is in the description.